Good day, YouTube. This is Jay Money with Falling Forward Financial. Just an update here on Tilray. I've talked about them numerous times here on the channel. I have some shares here, as you can see, and they're one of the more popular MJ stocks out there. So again, this is Tilray, ticker TLRY. Here's a look at the last year, down about 79%. In the last 3 months, down 47%. Last week, they're up almost 1%. Last week, down 2.75%, and here's a look at today, so they're down again, so might be near the bottom, but this is Tilray, and if you don't know much about them, they're in the MJ lifestyle and consumer packaged goods. Founded in 2018, 15.16 million shares, an average of 19.3 million. $3.13 billion market cap, and a 52-week low of $5.15, high of $35.14. Here's a look at their ratings, a 67% hold. Here's the next earnings Q&A. And so some information come out about Tilray, so time for a updated video. This one's currently shown as a hold with a 1-year price target of $8.70. Bank of America increased stake by 72.21% to 2.17 million shares. So it's always nice to see. Tilray Brands analyst prediction on how much it could rise, and this is dated on the 14th. So these prices, since it's a couple days old, we already went over the 52-week high and low, so we're going to skip through some of this. Market valuation is $3.27 billion at the time of this writing. Is expected to release its quarterly earnings report on January 10th of 2022. Optimism about the company's current quarter earnings report is understandable. Analysts have predicted the quarterly earnings per share to grow at a minus 13 cents per share for this quarter. However, there's predicted annual earnings per share of 0 for 2022 and minus 46 cents for 2022. Analysts have a forecast of the company to bring the revenue to $241.1 million for the current quarter, with the likely lows of $241.1 million and the highs of $241.1 million. From analyst viewpoint, the consensus estimate for the company's annual revenue is in 2022 is $992.28 million. Here kind of goes over some ratings. We'll go over more of that at the end. Why Tilray is a good choice for investors after new price target of $8.70, and currently it is at $6.73. So let's see if it gets back up there. And I have a good feeling about 2022 as a whole for the MJ field, so we'll just have to see and see how it all turns out. The stock went on an upward path that rose over 1.71% on Friday, amounting to a 1-week price increase of more than 19.66%. Company report on February 10th, Breckenridge Distillery announces a second series of super sexy motor oil launching in limited edition for Valentine's Day. The Breckenridge Distillery, a business wholly owned by a subsidiary of Tilray Brands, today announced the second release of their highly anticipated and limited edition beer barrel whiskey. Super sexy motor oil for this Valentine's Day, produced in collaboration with Breckenridge Brewery. Series 2 of Super Sexy Motor Oil brings the unique flavors of coffee and coconut. So very interesting. As the story goes, Breckenridge Brewery took Breckenridge Distillery freshly dumped bourbon whiskey barrels and aged their imperial oatmeal stout in them, this time adding coffee and coconut. So sounds kind of interesting. In the past 12 months, Tilray stock dropped minus 75.45%. The one-year Tilray Brands stock forecast points to a potential upside of 18.16. Market cap reached $3.27 billion with 460.25 million shares outstanding and 441.95 million shares in the current float. Guru's opinion of Tilray. So they're shooting for a target price of $8.70 per share. Analysts on target price and performance of the stock is usually carefully studied by market experts, and the current Wall Street consensus on Tilray stock is a recommendation set at 3. The rating represents a strong buy recommendation on a scale of 1 to 5, where 5 would mean strong sell, 4 represents sell, and 3 is a hold, and 2 indicates a buy. Barclays have made an estimate for Tilray shares, keeping their opinion on the stock is underweight, while their previous recommendation back on November 18th. While these analysts kept the previous recommendation, Cantor Fitzgerald dropped their target price from $18 to $11.80. So it just hasn't been a good year for Tilray or MJ, but it has provided a lot of buying opportunities, and I think we've hit the bottom on a lot of these, going down since February 10th of last year, and I feel they're going to start going back up again. So I did a video about Chuck Schumer talking about how he's going to push for a federal legalization. It didn't say when, but that's better than what he said last year, that he would not do it under the Biden administration. That's pretty much why all the MJ stocks went down since February 10th. So now just having a rethought, probably after he bought a bunch of MJ and now he's pushing for it to go back up, probably be my guess. But Tilray launches medical MJ products in Malta, and this is just 11 hours ago. Confirmed Thursday that its medical MJ division, Tilray Medical, has completed its first sale of medical MJ in Malta. The company's medical MJ products are now available in pharmacies across Malta, providing patients with safe and reliable access to high-quality medical MJ. Tilray's Chief Strategy Officer and Head of International Business stated as demand for MJ continues to grow across Europe, we're incredibly proud to partner with established and reliable distribution partners to supply new markets with high-quality medical MJ, which patients can rely on. In Malta, patients may obtain prescriptions for medical MJ and a medical MJ card through family doctors. Tilray's medical portfolio of medical MJ products includes Tilray, Afria, Broken Coast, and Symbios. Tilray grew from being one of the first companies to become an approved licensed producer of medical MJ in Canada to building the first GMP-certified MJ production facilities in Europe. First in Portugal and later in Germany. Today, Tilray Medical is one of the biggest suppliers of medical MJ brands to patients, physicians, hospitals, pharmacies, researchers, and governments in 20 countries and across 5 continents. First week of March 18th, options trading for Tilray Brands. Saw new options that become available this week for March 18th expiration. Yield Boost formula has looked up and down a Tilray options chain for the new March 18 contracts and identified one put and one call contract of particular interest. The put contract at the $4 strike price has a current bid of 5 cents. If an investor was to sell to open that put contract, they are committing to purchase the stock at $4, but will also collect a premium, putting the cost basis of the shares at $3.95 before broker commissions. Because the $4 strike price represents an approximate 43% discount to the current trading price of the stock, in other words, it is out of the money by that percentage, there is also the possibility that the put contract would expire worthless. So very interesting. If you're doing a put contract on this one, you can leave that in the comments. I don't do a lot of put contracts myself. Basically, the only option I do is buying calls, but this does sound very interesting. And again, you can find all this right on NASDAQ, first week of March 8th. You can just type that in and you can find that article yourself. Here on StockTwits, $6.71. 52-week low of $5.15, high of $35.14. $15 or $20 tomorrow. Watch it pop. And just did a video on Sundial earlier. And one on ACB as well, so not sure what Kern is. Akerna Corp. Have not looked at that one, nor have I heard of it. Did a video on Qs today. Always doing videos on Sundial. And I did one on Sundial earlier as well, so Tilray should have a close at 666. Over here on MSN Money, currently showing as a hold, and here on Tip Ranks, currently as a hold with a 50% upside to $10.12, high of 23, low of $6.33 or 630 cents. That is all that I have on Tilray. If you have this one, go ahead and list it in the comments along with your cost basis. Any other information you'd like to share on this one. And if you haven't smashed that like button yet, go ahead and hit that for me, as well as subscribing and hit the bell so you're notified of when the next videos drop. Again, this is Jay Money, Falling Forward Financial. Happy trading, happy investing, stay green. Cheers.